Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Julie K here with a junk journal that I created for a swap. And the theme of this swap was birds and butterflies. And so here is the journal that I created for that swap. The book does measure, I did use a hardcover book. It does measure almost 5.5 by a little over 8.5. I did use ribbons as my closure. And there are two signatures in there. The book is quite chunky for 2 signatures. And the spine is, with all the decorating and stuff, it comes to 2 inches, but I think it was like 1 3/4 before I started decorating. So there's my journal. I did use some lined paper from Dreams, etc., and then also some lined paper from, I think she has a birds and butterfly set that I used some of that paper from. I also used lined coffee paper from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And I also use pieces from the Secret Garden journal kits that Ephemera's Vintage Garden has out, along with a lot of freebies that Debbie Ann from Ephemera's Vintage Garden has out. She has lots of really nice birds and butterfly stuff, so it's hard not to use that stuff. She has beautiful stuff. So, and then I use paper, just some paper. There was a little bit from a Tim Holtz paper collection, I think the Wallflower collection, also some stuff from Kaisercraft, DCWV, Bo Bunny. I did use some printouts from someone called Astrid McLean. I also purchased some from Christie Art Design. A couple things from Tsunami Rose are in here. Some stuff from Graphics Fairy, Glenda's World, and then also Lilac and Lavender blog. And I have a couple like ephemera pieces that my friend Sherry gifted me, so thank you so much, Sherry. And then also want to thank again all the ladies and gentlemen who are on Vintage Junk Journals and also Junk Journal Junkies Facebook groups for all the inspiration that you guys provide. And then I also use some rubber stamps in there in the book. If you have questions on specific ones, let me know and I'll tell you what they're from, because I'm not going to stop on every page. And then I also use some stencils from the Crafters Workshop. So there's this butterfly one with feathers on it, and then also this one with the birds. But getting into the actual journal now. I did put lace on it, and the lace was white, and I did spray it with some glimmer mist that I had, I think, in my collection. And let's see, when you open it up, I did create a pocket right here, and this little pocket actually is from when I was at the thrift store the other day. They had like a bridal set of like invitations, and that's what this came from, along with they had envelopes, and then they had these craft paper is what they'd used to insert in this bigger pocket, and then also the smaller like save the date type cards. And then I also included in here too just this Tamarac National Wildlife Refuge, which is here in Minnesota, has this little thing out with different types of birds and whether you can see them in the summer, spring, summer, fall, winter, whether they're common, rare. It's just kind of like a little checklist, so I included that. This junk journal was really perfect for me to work in, because part of my job in the summers and spring is I help with some breeding bird surveys and also butterfly surveys in the summer, looking for some some rare butterflies here are in North Dakota, so it was kind of a fun one for me to participate in. I have tons of bird and butterfly ephemera and stamps and different stuff. So here's the little cards I included in this one. So this paper right here was the Dreams Etc. paper, that journal kit. And then the line stuff on the back is from Debbie Ann from his Finches garden. But like I said, I did do a lot of stenciling in this one. I did coffee dye all my papers. Included some punch out butterflies. Then some stamping. Just some journal cards. Miscellaneous stuff in my collection. There are a couple altered paper clips in here. Lots and lots of fun stuff. I really had fun making this one. I will do my best to list all the different kits or the freebies that I use below in the description box so that you can easily find them. I did put some washi tape. In the past, I've been given samples of washi tape, so I've been trying to use up some of those. Some more stamping. Tuck spot. Some more stenciling. I did also use some book pages from, it was a book called Wild America, and I would have liked to have used that one for my cover, but it was a little too, the spine was too small. But I did go over it once with gesso, but then I was going to do it again a second time so that you could easily write on it, but then I decided not to, because then you can still kind of read what it says underneath, because the book is kind of interesting. It's the guy that puts out the different fields guides, Roger Peterson, wrote this along with another guy. But they do have some descriptions of some birds and different stuff that they've seen in America. So that it was kind of interesting reading if you're interested in wildlife stuff. So I did, like I said, I just went over it once so that you can write on it if you want to. But if not, you'll be able to read about different stuff and different bird calls and those kind of things. I did coffee dye some parchment paper. This one does have quite a bit of spots for writing in it. And then there's the middle of the first signature, and I did just put some little butterflies in there to hang. Tuck spot. I do have some little stationery paper that has some birds on it, so I did kind of include that throughout the journal. I thought this was cute. It says a little bird told me, one of my rubber stamps that I have. And I did find these little butterfly paper clips at Tuesday Morning. They're from Prima that I've included. Maybe I only put one or two in here, but some more ephemera, some more of that parchment paper. Book page. Another quote about birds. Another little tuck spot. I like how this little layering turned out on this one with the bird cage, and there's a bird and an egg and a word. So it turned out really cute. And here's another little tuck spot. I bought this little banner set. It's a Spellbinders die, and really like how those look. Really cute. Another tuck spot with some different journal cards. I like these ones. Are from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, that Secret Garden Journal Kit. And they're kind of some fun birds that I've actually seen all these birds. And some of these actually are on my bird list for when I do my bird surveys. And this one does flip up. Some more ephemera, some more of that lined stationery paper. Little pocket, and then I did have a few of these little brads that have butterflies on them in my collection. So I did put those on the little tags. I thought that was kind of cute. Some more stamping of a chickadee right there. Some butterflies those are stencils. That was the end of the first signature, and the second one starts right here. I said a lot of stamping and room for writing on this one, or journaling, I meant to say. Some little ephemera pieces that I found that are copyright free on Pinterest. Images of birds, and this was like one of the Audubon plates, I think. I'm not sure on that one. Then I do have a couple little bird paper clips too that I put in here too. Most of those are really bright colored, so this one was blue, so it kind of matched, but I have like some bright green and yellow ones that my friend Sherry gave me. And then some stationery paper that I coffee dyed. There's a tuck there. It's a little bag, and there's a tag in there, and then you can also tuck right here. There's some more fun stuff in there, I guess. Some more washi tape. Here's another one of those little paper clips. That one has the bright green bird, and this is part of the Ephemera's Vintage Garden kit that I just chose to, instead of sewing it in, just have it in the journal as little journaling spots. Some more stamping. That one's a little worm in the mouth of the bird. It's kind of cute. Again, some more pieces of that paper from that book that I did go over it once with gesso. And when I picked the pages out, I tried to find ones that had images of the birds or the butterflies on one of the sides, just so that it would fit in with the book theme. Some parchment paper. Some more journaling paper. I tried to add a little bit decorations on my pockets, like, you know, I put the little butterfly and some eyelash trim and some lace and some rickrack. Some more stamping. And then I did some butterflies in the middle of this one. There's another altered paper clip. That takes from Tsunami Rose. Ephemera's Vintage Garden on that one. This is one of my favorite freebies that she has with the butterflies on it. I like the colors on that one. And I also like how this one turned out. I've had this little piece in my stash for a while. I was using up pieces and making embellishments, and so I ended up putting that one on in this book just because it does have the little birds on there. And this ephemera is from that Christie Art Designs that I bought off of Etsy. More book pages. More stamping. So I tried to use everything that was butterfly and bird related in this. So all my ephemera, and you know, like this one, it does have a little bird on there. So I tried to choose my journaling cards with the theme in mind. And again, I did a little decorating on the pocket there. Some more washi tape. That little page flag up there that I decorated up. I did have a little lace applique thing here of this little butterfly, and it was really white, so I did spray it with some glimmer mist that I had. The same color that I used on the lace, but it made it a little bit darker for whatever reason. I don't know if it just was the type of material that it was made out of, or... But some more ephemera. And this was part of that Debbie Ann's Ephemera Vintage Garden Secret Garden Kit. I did attach it in here like that, so you can tuck something there, but then you still have your whole page to journal on. And that's the last page, and then that's the inside of the cover. And my back cover I just left plain again, just with my signature on it. And I did do a little lace trim on here, and I did cover up my sewing with, I have some suede paper, which I really like to use as on my spines of my book. And then again, there's the dangle in the front of my book. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.